So, another thing though, two things that I learned recently is, after taking the wild edibles course a few months ago, Sam Thayer was talking about animals that originally lived in the prairie. Apparently, we used to have a prairie grizzly bear, and they got the majority of their food from digging. And so he theorized that a lot of our root plants needed that digging, that disturbance to propagate, right? To be able to reseed and grow in a new location. So it's like, yes, oftentimes the grizzlies were killing that individual plant, but then it was also leaving a space for several other plants to populate that disturbed area. And so he theorizes that, part of the reason we have no prairie is because we have farmed, the entire middle of the country, which I just got done driving through, and it's pretty much all monocrops, which are super bad for the environment. But at any rate, so part of the reason we've lost our prairie land is because we have turned it all into farmland and completely depleted the soil. But another reason he theorized is that we no longer have those large animals making these ground disturbances that allow plants to grow the way that they're, were designed to grow. And I thought that was really interesting. And also it made me maybe just when we move on to our yearly sessions, that's a little tidbit that we can plant to kids. If you're going to dig, maybe dig these non-native grasses, because then that's going to give our native plants a space to grow. Let's not dig up that flower's roots, because, that flower will grow again next year. Let's not take this flower that's already gone to seed home with us. Let's, let it blow in the wind so that maybe it will grow again next year. Just being more mindful of things like that is a really fun way for kids to help take care of our space. And of course, things like leave no trace, reminding kids to take their trash with them is also really important. We also had an interesting conversation during our thing about why we don't leave things like apple cores and bananas around. Like combination of how long they take to decay, but also like animals will eat them, and A, it might not be what they're supposed to be eating, but B, they'll come to rely on that food. Actually, our trash eating bear that came by one day gave us a really good opportunity to talk about that, about how bad it is for bears to have access to trash, because they'll rely on it, they'll keep coming back, and they will lose their ability to live in the wild. So all just, finding any opportunity like that to draw the kids' attention to this land is it's not ours, it doesn't belong to us. Here's all the things that live here, and here's how we make sure that it stays healthy for all of those creatures that live here. So lots of good opportunities to bring kids into creating a sustainable woodland.